Alright, we're back again. I'm going to do another video. This time again, I think the last video was the plant, but I might be mistaken. I'm at the backyard, and this is the house. This is where we live. We got the sun. It's way up there somewhere, and it's glaring down. We're in the winter time. December, I think 2nd, I believe. Or it might be 3rd, not really sure. And I set this setup right here. This was not here. We have a chair. And at this point in time, the sun, we got trees over here, was further over here. And it was lighting up this form of the chair, the left form. I thought that was a nice piece to add in, but I'm not really sure if I want to do this part right there. Right there in the camera. I have to look in the camera when I'm doing this. I added this red pot. I moved the chair further out and another pot there, and then I saw this bag that we had over here, and I brought it over, put it right there, and then we got this back of the fence with the shovel. The shovel was over here, so I decided to move it over here more into the scene, and we got this piece of gravel bag here. I think it's gravel, and the fence line and the green more in the sun, and this chair, which apparently was over here. We had a nice little seating, outdoor seating, that somehow was over here, but we decided to throw it away, but I got to get rid of it. So it's not going to be in the scene. It's mostly just sun, and this bag was lit up. But we do have sort of an overcast coming. So my goal today is just to sketch out on this big 18 by 24 and block it in of the objects that I want in the scene. That'll be just day one of the painting, because this is going to be a bigger one. I'm not trying to knock it out in one go. Got some coffee. It is cold. I am wearing a coat. I am missing orange today. I need to buy some more orange, but I don't really need the orange now. You could mix it with the red and yellow, but you don't really, it just takes a while. I'm just going to dull it just a little bit. The blue's coming through, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of the brown more, and to avoid using this expensive white, we'll go and use more expensive blue. Okay. Maybe add a little bit of green. I'm not being particular about this. This is just drawing it out. Okay, so my thought was the chair is going to be in the scene, and I'm going to probably not worry about the door. And I'm having to angle the easel set up so it's not in the sun, because the sun is going to eventually make me have to turn this like this. Turn it this way to keep it out of the sun. So let's see, the chair. So I was thinking the chair, and then past here all the way over, since it's a landscape, all that's going to be in the scene. So it looks to me we can probably safe to say that this is going to be almost in the middle, and I might want to move this over to the left more. I think that would be better position. Maybe move it right about, we got a post, we got this line here, want to move it over a bit. Some things you can leave, some things you could take out. The shovel might be too much of a a thing. But, you know, let's get this blocked in. 18 by 24. Something like that. So I'm thinking we'll put the chair top to the top of the canvas, bottom to the bottom, about even. So we'll go, let's say, here. And I have to go way back here. It's about here. Okay. Hopefully that's not too big. Let's see. Top of the chair to the bottom. I'm going to look at it through the camera. It's about like that. And then, so it's going to go to the bag's edge. Arm. So if I want my arm to be not too close, right there, I don't want it going too close to here. And I think that's a good spot to place. So we come back over here and we get our bearing on that, and then we go like this. It's going to be in line right about there. Okay, I'm trying to look at this. It's not as easy, so I'm going to have to do it without looking through the camera, because I can't do this otherwise. So to me, it's going to be from here to here, which is just a tiny bit right there. And that's to the bag. So the middle, that's to the bag. So if I'm going from here, okay, going back over here, I hope this is going out alright, because I'm having to move around a little bit. From here to here is the width. What is the middle? From the bottom of the bag. I'm estimating the bottom of the bag because my easel's in the way. That's too far. So I gotta choke up. Boom, boom. Too far again. Boom, boom. Still too far. Okay, that's looking good. It's about there. So the middle of the bag over is how much we can get in. Okay. I am going to take judgment on the distance. So, okay, so if I'm standing here, which is mainly everything's blocked, I'm in front of my canvas, pretty much in the center. And I'm looking over here and I see the edge of the building is in line with the edge, this top edge. I'm going to guesstimate. What is the middle? The middle of our setup here? Is about middle of our setup's the corner of the bag. Okay, so the middle of the setup's about the right here. I'm estimating the middle. This is the corner of our bag. Okay, if that's the middle, we need to touch here. And our angle is something like that. It needs to be like this. So to me, I'm just looking outside the camera. It looks about right there. So does that even look right? That does not even look right. It's like something's off. Because I'm moving around. I think this is just wrong. Obviously it's wrong. I think. Is it really wrong? Let's see. So our bottom's not quite going to go to the bottom. Our bag's going to be right about here. And it's going to go off pretty much parallel with that edge. But it's going to be wider. Oh, never mind. The width is here, not the top. Sorry, that's what's throwing it off. The corner is here, not that. The corner. That's what was going on. But it needs to be in the middle. If it was like that, I'm just pushing it out a little further. Okay. Let's see, the leg is going to be over here somewhere. It's a little lower than the leg's a little lower than the bottom. So, like so. Here, pretty much parallels the bag going up. It's going to intersect about 2/3 up the bag. The bottom of the chair, and it's going to be, this is a steep, very steep angle. Like so. I could even go like that. Something like that. Maybe even come in a little bit. So I could see over this way, but it's hard for me to hold the camera for y'all as well. I'm going to try. Tip is about the corner from here to here. It's about the corner of the... And doesn't it go past this part? Okay. And then we're going to shoot off this way. Pretty much not that steep. Not that low of an angle. More like this. And then our chair back is going to come up to about there, peeking over to the side. Alright, so it doesn't go all the way up. It goes right about somewhere over here, right? Because remember, the top, we measure from top to bottom. And where would our back, so the back of the chair, so I'm estimating the back to be something like this. And it's this is what I'm kind of estimating. Now this does not, it goes pretty far, but I think that's about it. Yep. And then we need to go. This just doesn't look right. It feels like it needs to be narrower. Narrower, but then when we go up here, I want to exaggerate that curve. Actually, it kind of goes pretty steep. I can exaggerate this a little bit more. I know everything's not going to be perfectly, but I'm just trying to get it close. Alright, so from these two are pretty much the same, but I want to get this side. So this side is pretty much in line with this. I'm going to get this negative shape going on. It comes out. And it does connect, right? Oh, it does a really sharp curve. Like that sound. Oh. Does this one have a sharp curve on it? Yeah, it goes like that. Yep, okay, good. That's looking like a chair would look like. Or this chair would look like. Alright. And these sides kind of arc. They almost have like an arc. Oops, sorry. The hands, where the hands would go, it would arc like this a little bit. So it does kind of come out. And this one kind of comes out. So it would go like that, right? If you completed it. Yeah, I think so. I think it's looking good. Alright. And then our leg is pretty much kind of this, oops, sorry. This leg is pointing pretty much straight to that corner there, but not quite. So if we can kind of draw a line, we can go like that. What does it connect to? Is it really going that far? Yeah. Okay. And then that means if I'm doing that, it's got to hit the center part. And I don't think it is. Unless I got a sloppy angle. Yeah, that's looking good. This arm shoots off this away very far. Like so. And the top of this shoots off like so. Alright, so then I'm not worried about the cushion right now. I'm just trying to get the chair in. The cushion is just detail. This back leg pretty much goes about 2/3 up. So we're about 2/3 up. How far that leg goes? Oh, actually, it doesn't go way. Ooh, it kind of goes down more, right? Okay, just gonna delete that. That's my deleting tool. We'll reinstate that as a dark. Right, so we go boom, 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 and then we need to work on getting this bottom leg. It does, well, let's get that chair arm here. Where does it go? It goes, this side piece looks like it's going up that way. As a taper, and it pretty much goes with how far does it go down to the bottom? Pretty much, alright, pretty much right in line with about here. So that's about right. And that pretty much shoots across. Well, does it go lower? Oh, the start of that goes about middle. Yeah, so it's about here. Right? This arm. Oh, this thing goes down, right? It almost, that goes way down. This does have a thickness to it. Like so. I don't know what it does back there. We do have a cushion. I say the back connects down here, right? And there's a little hole there. This does have a thickness to it. I think like so. We do see the side of this chair. So apparently we're off. I'm going to cut back in, because this is supposed to be our line. Maybe even go like that. There you go. It's a little bit better. I think I need to fatten this arm up a little bit more. It comes in more. I think that's more like it. Alright, and then let's do the arch of this. So we're going to follow that line. And this arch is cutting down like there. And this other one, that looks about right. Okay, now we'll do the pots. The black pot. We're going to do the black pot there. And let's see, it's pretty much in line. Oh, wait a minute. This is kind of grooved. Some weird formation of the mold of the chair. So I was going to title this one Jobs for the Weekend. It's sort of like a take on Monty Don. I don't know if you've ever heard of Monty Don. Monty Don, English gardener. He does a gardener show in England. And sometimes, I think it's towards the end of the show, he has a little thing called Jobs for the Weekend. And this is kind of what reminded me of that. Things to do for the weekend. Okay. We can establish, okay, so now we got that. We got the bag. The bag's in. Just kind of putting some form to the bag. We do have a shadow. That's not that big, is it? Nope. Well, we'll have to correct that at some point. Kind of push out the bag, doesn't quite, and there's some kind of blue bit. We'll just do that. A little bit more medium. Okay, so we got our chair in. I think our chair looks fine. Let's go ahead and put in the pillow. Our pillow, the top corner here is more of a rectangle. It comes down to about there. The rectangle being like this. And I just kind of use, if I go and cut it out, that's the rectangle. And it goes almost to the, right about in line with this, right about in line with the edge of the, this arm. I need to follow this, because it's more or less kind of sitting a little bit in the low, but it kind of angles to here. Oh, there we go. We got some proportion off because it does come over to the edge. Maybe I think I need to cut back into this. This area here needs to go a little lower. I think that's what needs to be done. I'll go up just like so. Alright, so the next thing, we have a nice little shadow that's going off that way. I think I will feed off of that. More or less there. We do have a bunch of shadow stuff in here, not going to worry about right now. We can put some, let's do the post of the house. We're starting right here. We're going to just go up with our post. There's our post. There's a fence. Some blocks also. These are more like detailed, but they pretty much go here. And let's get the bag in. What the heck? We're moving kind of fast, but oh wait a minute, hold on. Gotta get this metal post here. Metal post is gonna go. I am all the way up, actually. Some of that post we can. There's a metal bar. Don't worry about that. There's a hose of some sort that pretty much goes to the top. And then it goes out. Let's do the bag. The bag goes pretty much in line with just above the pillow, right about there. Okay, it's good. Doesn't have to be perfect. I give it a little bit of a gesture. I'm gonna go, and then it's on top. Kind of over exaggerating this one. I'm gonna bring it down just a tiny bit. Okay, so it is leaning up against the fence line. I'm gonna put a brick right here. And this brick is about like so. This other brick's basically I'm just doing the shapes. Some of them a little walking. You can see the sun creeping up on the side. It's going to blast through on top of this canvas here pretty quick. The edge of the brickwork. I think we are going to knock back the shadow. So I do need to come up right about here. And I'm going to snake across this way. Oh, it does have a curve. A little bit of a curve to the brick pattern. And our brick does come this way. And if I just take this brick path and connect it, how about we just take this brick path and go like this? Like there's some, like the brick. So we got this brick path that's up from here and it goes this way, but also we got this brick that goes this way. And if I painted it like that, I'd have like a little area that's cut off. But I think I'm just going to do this to help as a lead. Like a brick pathway that's going that way. And then we got a couple stones. I'm just ad-libbing on these stones. Okay. Shovel. So we got let's step back and look at the composition now. So this is going to be in the light, and this is all in the shadow, and we'll have some dapple light and some other highlights on here. But yeah, I think we can do. See, I have a shovel. I have a shovel. I have this water faucet and a jug. Looks like a milk jug back there. And you got to make a decision. Do I really want that? Does it really add anything to it? I think it would be better if I just took away that. And I put in my shovel. Right here. The shovel can go like so. And then we'll have some dappled light. There's like a shadow lit spot on the shovel. I think that's cool. As far as the hose, that might be a lay-in afterwards. I'm not committing too much on shadows just yet. This is the block in, and we're 33 minutes in. So I need to turn the canvas. I'm going to put down the camera. Alright, so I turn the canvas so we won't be too much in the sun. And I think that's good so far. We got a shadow line. I gotta establish the corner, and it pretty much goes off. I think I want this to be in line, so I'm just going to take a measurement to the top of the canvas. So I need to go up right there. That's going to be that. Okay, so I have one thing I don't really quite like is this and this. So I don't want that there. How about I take it to here? Instead, so the brickwork will go like this. It'll stop here. This all will be under shadow. I think that's okay. Yep. Okay. And then this bag. We'll just have some separations in there. Maybe like a shadow, tree trunk shadow coming in that way. And then the higher we go up here, it's just maybe a potential low spot brown area here, and then maybe we can darken that part up there. So it'll look like that, and then we'll have lines. I'm not even going to bother, but we'll have the lines of the siding going over. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 before we hit the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's about right. Of course, I'm going to fill all that in with one color and then come back on the top and for detail. And I think that's it for now. I mean, the light is already moved, but I wanted to catch this more in the sun. I started it about 30 minutes after what I saw, what I liked. And then the sun had already started going over these trees. So I have to wait till the next sunny day, which is not going to be tomorrow. I think the next 2 or 3 days is going to be overcast until it opens back up. So it has to wait. And I think maybe the next day will be as long as it's not raining, I'm going to go out and do another painting. But it'll be more of a dreary painting, but still fun stuff. Alright, thank you for watching. You'll see the next part of this video on the next sunny day. Alright, bye.